It's time to have some serious conversations. It's time to have some serious conversations. This postseason, and I know I'm going to sound crazy going back on record saying this. I forget what big. There was a lot of moving parts in free agency. It was a lot of things going on in the NBA. It was a new shift, bro. It was a new shift. I could feel the energy, as Jaylen Brown would say. And I said, look, this next season is going to be crazy, right? I think that's the year the Warriors won. 2022 was the year the Warriors won. And I said, look, this season was crazy. That was a great season in the NBA. But the next year is going to be even crazier. And then I knew after the next year would be even crazier. Basically, I was trying to line it up with Wembanyama coming into the league. I saw the vision, bro. I saw the vision. But what's going on right now in basketball exceeds more than anything I knew. They talking about the ratings. They said hoops fell off. Nigga, where? But that's a whole nother conversation. We're going to talk about that when it gets time to talk about that, bro. This conversation is for the NBA playoffs. Now, I'll keep it a buck. This postseason, not even this postseason, this NBA season has been a really long season for me. They literally have not even announced the rest of the trade. This just happened. So let's reload, full trade. I'm trying not to get out my body, bro. But what the fuck? You can only take so much, bro, as a Bulls fan. But we here in a moment. And I tried to make this video at the start of the playoffs. I tried to make this video at the end of the regular season. But yeah, we're just gonna be ranking playoff teams. Ranking playoff teams. But partially the reason why it's taking so long for me to come out with this video is because I just really couldn't put my finger on it, on who was gonna win the ring this year, who's gonna win a ring, or who was even serious this year. We see OKC turning up, but I don't know how fooled I was. I don't know whether to be swayed. I didn't know whether to be. You feel me? I don't know what the deal was with Houston. Now we're in round 2. We know what the deal with Houston was. You feel me? So, I mean, without further ado, I put them in tiers already. This is where the teams were ranked. This is where I left them off as. And obviously, a lot of these teams. This is just the entire NBA encompassing. But a lot of these teams aren't even in the playoff race, so I guess we can kind of ignore those teams. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off right now. I'm gonna put all the playoff teams in here. So I've reorganized the list. I pulled out all the non-playoff teams. I still got the Mavericks on there. I made that list before Kyrie tore his ACL. Mavericks, bro, just tough situation for them overall. I don't know if Kyrie, I don't know how old he is, maybe 34. Kyrie Irving's a special talent. He's never really been predicated off of athleticism. But 34 years old off of ACL, bro. You got to prove yourself, definitely. He's got his contract. He's got his money insured anyways. He's already well off. I'm sure Kyrie's going to be taking his time to come back. I don't see him coming back really early or in a relevant time frame for the Mavericks to be thinking about that. So it's going to have to take some of them young guards. I really like Jaden Hardy coming out the draft, but he gets no tick. Dinwiddie's all right, but you got to lean on some of the potential of these younger guys. And I guess Derek Lively and Gafford, they're really just some Jags. You see how good Luka is with a lob threat at the center or a good pick and roll. So they're going to have to figure that out. But yeah, the Mavericks, bro, it's kind of just looking all from downhill there. They can play defense, but they can't put the ball in the hole. AD can't stay healthy. We got to see about Dallas, bro. Miami's in the mid category for a reason. Pretty mid. I'm going to put up what Tyler Hero said. Enough said. In Detroit, good vibes. I had the good vibes tier, kind of just like no matter what they do. I made this at the end of the regular season. So no matter what they do to me in the season, everything is kind of just gravy. We don't really expect much of these teams. And the Pistons, it went to 7, right? Applause, hats off to them, bro. Cade Cunningham is the truth. He's really the franchise. And they did all this with no Jaden Ivey. Keep that in mind, bro. Orlando Magic. Paolo is one of them ones. If it wasn't proven before, now it definitely was in this playoff. He played great. Too bad that he has literally no shooting. Needs to get to the cup or a little bit more. He relies too much on that J. But he's really Carmelo Anthony, Grant Hill hybrid to me, bro. Like the guy, he's so tough. Paolo can really be one of them ones, bro. He has his moments. His consistency a little bit. I know this season he was injured, but I really thought he was supposed to make that jump this season. Orlando was supposed to make that jump. But they need more shooting. If you're not going to play Cole Anthony. You got to trade him, get him for something, bro. Don't let him walk in free agency. Suggs and AB, that's probably the backcourt, bro, for the future. And then P, Franz Wagner, bro, you got to figure out what's going on with the jump shot, bro. Because if you're going to have all those guys playing, bro, you got to have some shooting out there, and you got to be the one to shoot. I know Paolo can, but Paolo's not really a shooter like that. They need, I was going to say they need a Vucevic. They needed like a Miles Turner at the 5, and they'd be straight, bro. But Orlando Young, I like Orlando, bro. I really do like Orlando. Golden State, I had them in good vibes. Am I going to put Golden State? Am I going to move Golden State, bro? Because, look, I keep it a buck. You see where I have Houston, right? And it went to 7. If I could post a text message, I was talking to one of the guys, man. If I could post a text message, I put what I said. But I didn't. Houston is in the pretenders category for a reason. Let's put it like that. So I guess I'll have to catapult Golden State to at least pretenders tier, right? I don't want to say it was a shit show, bro, but it was just a mess of so much BS, you know? And what they did at the trade deadline, it really did save them, bro, because post-trade deadline, they were hot, but I was looking at it, they wasn't playing no type of caliber playoff teams. They had some crazy record, but I think maybe less than 10 of those teams, less than 8, were even playoff teams or play-in teams. You know what I'm saying? So don't quote me on that, but I just wasn't moved by that run. I didn't want to disrespect them and put them in mid because they got Steph Curry. Any team with Steph Curry has a chance no matter what you say. And they added Jimmy Butler. Draymond was playing he somehow talked his way into the Defensive Player of the Year talks. You feel me? That just shows what the media is, bro. No Curry probably until Game 4, I want to say at least. I don't see him playing Game 3. He had a grade 1 hamstring. Hamstrings is one of those things. They linger, bro. And especially at 38. I don't know how old that man is, but that's an OG. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be tough, bro. Even when he comes back, he's still going to be playing. You know, Steve Curry's always finessing with the minutes, bro. Jimmy's been hooping, but he hasn't been looking as aggressive. Like, he had 17, I think, in the last game. Game 2 just happened. I'm recording this the day after Game 2, by the way. So, we'll see, bro. We'll see with Golden State. I do want to say, I guess, at least put them in pretenders because they are giving some teams a run for their money. I'll put them above Houston. I guess it was kind of disrespectful. We'll go down the line. Yeah, Rockets, exactly where I expect them to be. Pretenders, bro. Lost to Golden State in 7. Jalen Green, he had 38 Game 2. And at Game 2, I was like, look, if he can do that every game, I think they get him out there in 5, bro. The other thing is, Jalen Green, I think it was like 5 out of 7 games of the series, he had under 10 points. Or 4 out of 7. Literally over half the series, he had under 10 points. Şengün, shout out Şengün. I guess this is, I don't want to come out with no narratives, bro. I don't want to come out with no narratives. Let me get in the scene for this. But I think this might be, it might be Şengün's team. This series might be showing as Şengün's team. Jalen Green very well might have played himself into a trade off of this, bro, off the strength of this. So it could be in Phoenix, a backcourt made with D-Book for KD or something like that. I don't know. But he's on the block. He's definitely on the block. Memphis, I knew there were some pretenders, bro. I'll say this about Memphis. The talent is there. The fact that they get to the playoffs is incredible every year, no matter all the past 2-3 years they've been going through so much BS. They look all right, bro, but they got to figure out that wing spot. They haven't figured it out since Dylan Brooks left. And Jalen Wells is playing good, but you know, I feel like they just have really good bench pieces filling in. Edey, good pick. Anything else I got to say about Memphis? Yeah, let's just move them. I want to get to the nitty-gritty, man. Minnesota, we'll save Minnesota for later. I got Minnesota in the pretenders tier. Off the rip, I already guess I got to put them in contenders, right? Clippers, they are who we thought they were, some pretenders. And I was really ready to put them in the threatening tier, bro. I thought the Clippers were going to have a title run. No, because they went to 7, bro. They went to 7, but I knew Game 1 when Kawhi Leonard threw the ball out, this is crazy. I knew that would bite them, man. Game 1, man. Game 1. They win Game 1, bro. It's a whole different narrative. James Harden flops, just stinkers down the road, bro. Like, come on, man. Okay, but the thing is, the guys were playing. Ben Simmons in spot minutes at the 5 was open. Fourth quarter, Wise Batuman, and they figured out a way to choke it. If you ask me wholeheartedly, I really do believe the Clippers were the better team that series. I really do, bro. I really do. But, Jokic, simple, plain and simple. And Jamal Murray down the stretch. And early in the series, I thought the Clippers were doing a good job defensively on Jamal Murray, on Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, game winners. Tip-in game winner? That's tough, bro. So, yeah, hard-fought series, bro. Definitely one of the better playoff series of the decade. I'll be honest, bro. Let me get Milwaukee out of there, by the way. I'm not even going to speak on Milwaukee, bro. Injuries. We'll put Milwaukee in an entire YouTube video, bro. We got a YouTube video for Milwaukee, bro. Before I get to the play, let me just get all these dudes, like the Lakers, bro. Get a center, and then we can talk. I was behind the hype with the Lakers, bro. I knew it. I was saying the entire time, if they don't get a 5-man, bro, and they get matched up with Minnesota, they get matched up with Denver, they're going home in 5. I knew it. And I still said Bron, Luka, the best third option in the league. I know it's Zach LaVine. It's Zach LaVine, bro. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. These is all the playoff teams, right? Semifinalists. So Golden State. The reason I have Golden State in the pretenders, bro. If Golden State can make it scrappy at the crib and win one, then I can see the vision. I really can. Especially with the Curry injury, bro. How you going to be able to do that? Jimmy Butler not being aggressive, bro. You need the Miami Heat playoff finals exhausted over the stanchion Jimmy Butler. That's what you need, bro. You need that Popeyes worker on the bench, Jimmy Butler, bro. That's what you need, bro. Draymond Green, you need 2015-16 Draymond Green. And then you just got the rant where he's talking about being an angry black man, looking like an angry black man. That's tough. And him crashing out after he got the technical. I thought it was definitely flagrant. But Tony Brothers, he wanted to call that a technical, so he wasn't, because there's limits to how many technicals and flagrancy you can get in the playoffs and stuff before you receive an automatic game suspension. So I guess he was kind of looking out for him there. But Draymond was crashing out. Steve Kerr had to sub him out, bro. And you would think the courses ain't work. The suspension clearly ain't work. from the Nurkic. Bro, Draymond, bro. Get it together, bro. It's funny, but it's not funny. It looks just so ridiculous from the outside, bro. But basketball-wise, they really need you out there. They need you to step up. They need that Game 7 Draymond. They do. Podziemski doesn't move me. Quentin Post doesn't move me. Like, who are the Warriors playing? Guy Santos was getting minutes, bro. Oh, my gosh. Anthony Edwards has this nasty-ass triple threat. Like, he drives to the basket. Guy Santos damn near falls over. Steve Kerr, 25 seconds later, bro, because Podziemski's shooting a free throw. Instant sub out, bro. Puts in Kuminga for the first time in forever. Kuminga goes and gets 18. There's so many layers to that story. That Kuminga thing is a whole different story. They don't want to pay him. The politics of that is just so deep. It's like the Warriors deserve a separate video, too. We'll talk about the Warriors. But, yeah, I think the Warriors are going to firmly stay in the contender tier, especially with that Curry injury. That offense is a high school offense without Steph Curry. They had, I don't know how many shot clock violations yesterday. Charles Barkley's on the halftime show talking about it's so weird how they don't have a backup point guard. Bro, they traded away Dennis Schroeder. I forget who they get. My mind slips me. But they're playing Guy Santos and Quentin Post. So I guess I have to move them in a tier behind Pacers. Okay. So basically what I'm trying to do here with these playoff teams, I'll get it out the way right now. Is I'm trying to, I haven't decided yet still fully who I got for this NBA champion, who's going to be the decided champion. So I guess that's what this video is going to be deciding. Of the semifinalists, am I going to be able to move the Indiana Pacers up? The respect is not going to come from me just yet, bro. I can't do it, bro. I really can't. And the reason why is just they some front runners, bro. Like, look at the past 2 years. I know they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and all the games were close against Boston, bro. No matter how close the games were, they still got swept. Question marks with them in the past 2 years. The runs have been fluky. I don't want to, like, if you ask me, I had this conversation with my guy Tyler. Shout out Ty. Trae Young's Eastern Conference Finals run where he literally almost went to the finals. Took Milwaukee to 6 games. I think that run is better than anything Tyrese Halliburton has led the Pacers to so far. There's some front runners. They whenever the Pacers get real against some real teams, bro, or some healthy teams, Every team they've played against has just been, you feel me? What's going on with Cleveland right now? It's just shaky. Ghost injuries, all these dudes is playing 70 games on the year. Darius Garland, Mobley. And now all of a sudden Donovan Mitchell has to fend for himself. It's sick. It's sick. So I guess, bro, for the power rankings, I can't put Cleveland in the contenders. We'll put them still as threatening. It's 0-2, bro. And you're going on the road. I got to put you bottom tier threatening. And then I guess, bottom line, I have to put the Pacers in front. I have to put the Pacers in front. Do I think the Cavs can rally? Bro, for sure. Cleveland legit team. They were pushing up there with OKC for 60 wins or so. I think they did get 60 wins. 60-win team. OKC was pushing 70. But Cleveland, they got to dig in. And the reason why, look, I believe in Cleveland, bro, but I see in the backcourt matchup defensively, they don't really got the defenders there. Tyrese is he's having his way. Nembhard having his way. Naismith having his way. Miles Turner, defensive player of the year again. Miles Turner, bro, the Pacers are playing defense again. Not the entire roster. Just spot guys. Naismith, Nembhard, Turner. I guess Siakam here and there too. I'm not moved on Siakam. We're going to have conversations about it. In due time. Are the Pacers going to be able to keep this up whenever they face New York? A healthy New York team. Not the New York team that they faced last year when they had a 6-man rotation, 7-man rotation. Niggas running off fumes. OG Anunoby had hurt. No, they got the double big lineup now. Legit big men, competent big men. What they going to do, bro? So what they going to do? It's not Jericho Sims back there no more. It's Mitchell Robinson. I'll leave Indiana where I leave Indiana. And then for New York, I got to put them. Am I going to put them above Minnesota? Not quite, because they've been down 20 points every single game. At some point, they've been down 20. But the rally, like, it's just undeniable at this point. They got dog. They got fight. They got Brunson. Brunson, clutch player of the year for a reason. He's putting on. If he wasn't, I was having questions if Brunson was a superstar, let alone top 5 point guard now. I got to do some rankings. I got to have some conversations. I keep reiterating that we're going to have them in due time. But the Knicks are legit, definitely legit. OG, Mikal Bridges, Cat, one of them three is going to have an off game. It don't matter. Brunson, he's going to give you his 20 and 8. He's going to hit his timely shots. The Knicks, though, they're going to get gritty. They're going to play timely defense, get timely stops. It's a beautiful thing. But, for what it's worth, we'll put the New Yorks in the bottom of the contenders tier. Talk about Denver versus OKC. I didn't have them in the contenders tier for a reason. And the main reason why I didn't have them in the contenders tier is because that defense is very shaky. The fact that they were able to hold the Clippers off, hold the James Harden off as well as they did really surprised me. I thought James Harden was going to have a great series. Bro, that James Harden stuff is blowing me, man. That really is just killing me, dog. But as far as with Denver, tied 1-1 with OKC, and the last game was very telling. It looked a lot like the Memphis series. So that definitely can't be good, but it's good for them to be back in Denver and at the hometown, at the home arena. Get the fans into it for sure, but Shea is a gamer. I don't think there's anything they can really do to take him off his spot. Anything he wants, he gets it. He might maybe have a game this series where he's shooting 30 shots and he has 30 points on 30 shots, but I think he's always going to be able to keep him in the game. And Shea poses enough of a problem as is for them. So basically, you can kind of get where with the tone I'm talking about. Like, I think OKC is the front runners. Before I get through and really think about, matter of fact, bro, I'm not going to delay that. I think they're in the champs tier. But let me get back to Denver. With Denver, Jokic is going to have to put on some sensational ass performances, dog. We gonna need the 60, 20, and 10. We gonna need it, bro. Because this OKC team is too stacked. Jamal Murray, he had an all right showing. Game 1. Game 2 wasn't there. MPJ, all right showing game 1. Game 2 wasn't there. Gordon's been, I guess, Gordon's been the number 2, bro. I didn't think that would be that consistent this playoff, but truly, I think he's been the number 2. Jamal Murray, he's had his moments, bro, but I really feel like Aaron Gordon's been the guy that they depend on mostly. Improved three-point shooter, hitting timely shots, coming up big on defense, doing a lot more on offense, being a playmaker sometimes, always makes in the right position. He's just a really good basketball player. It was a really good trade for them when they made it. I know it would be. He fits so well next to Jokic. Great chemistry. But is Aaron Gordon going to push you over this OKC team? No. So bottom line, I think I got to leave him there. Christian Brown, he's been an improved player too. I thought he was kind of trash, but he's proven me wrong. Okay, so I guess I'm going to leave the threatening tier like this. I think this is good. Do I think Boston, if they were to match up with Minnesota in the finals, do I think they would win? Boston's not going to be able to just wing up the 3-ball like they like to a lot. They weren't even really able to do that against Orlando. They just got passed by talent. Straight up, by talent. But Boston, 0-2 against this Knicks team. Matter of fact, okay, I'm going to put the Knicks right here. And we're going to see what we're going to do with Boston. Whatever's going on with Porzingis, he's just got some autoimmune disease. I don't want to say disease. Let me chill out, bro. I'm about to make it sound like this dude's got AIDS, bro. Let me chill out, bro. Let me not even go there, bro. Look, whatever's going on with the Celtics, they just can't seem to stay healthy. It's just scary. It doesn't give me the same vibes that they did last year. I don't want to say Boston's not Boston. Like, they're not just the defending champs, bro. But I'd be lying to you if I said they gave me the same fear that they did last year. They don't. And it's evident. I knew that the 3-ball method, because Houston already showed us in the playoffs that this is gonna, it changes, bro. The regular season and the playoffs is 2 different types of basketball. That's just how the game goes. They're not really showing their hand in the regular season, and come playoff, if they can scheme. Where was I going with this? Where I'm going with this is the 3-point shot. They're going to scheme. Teams will scheme for that. They know what you want to do. They know that's how they want to beat you. And I'll be honest, Jaylen Brown in the first place, Jaylen Brown wasn't some high volume 3-point shooter. Derek White, he wasn't either. But Derek White, yeah, I'll be honest, Derek White, he's a dog, man. Shout out to Derek White, bro. He's a dog. He's a dog. Jason Tatum, he is. But Drew Holiday wasn't some high-volume 3-point shooter. All these guys can shoot, but they're streaky. They're not Buddy Hield. They're not DiVincenzo's. You understand what? They're not Malik Beasley's. They're not guys that come up. They're not Pat Connaughton's. They're not Sam Merrill. They're not Hauser. Well, Sam Hauser. They do have Sam Hauser. Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Tatum, Porzingis. I'll give Porzingis even. Maybe those are the 4 guys that should be shooting the amount of high volume. Those are the 4 guys that should be taking 8 threes a game, 10 threes a game, 9 threes a game, however many. Sam Hauser, 6 threes a game off the bench, 7 threes a game off the bench. That's how it should be. It's just not winning basketball, dog. It really isn't. And for them to be down 0-2, looking at the luxury tax, staring they got the luxury taxes right there. If they don't go back-to-back here, bro, somebody's getting moved. With all the money they gave to Jaylen Brown, Porzingis, I think he's a freak. He's got 1 more year left on his deal after this year. Drew Holiday, injury prone. I don't want to say injury prone, but he's been in and out the lineup. Somebody's getting moved. They might have to retool soon, get some draft picks. This is a good draft, I think, to trade into and make something happen, get a little bit younger, get cheaper deals. It's funny. I'm already, you hear where I'm going with this? Like, I'm already kind of talking about Boston's offseason. So I guess I don't know. I don't want to put them in the champs tier, bro. Do I think Minnesota could be champs? Naz Reid, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, DiVincenzo. Randall's been playing good ball. Gobert, spot minutes. Spot minutes for the defensive player of the year, 4-time defensive player of the year. Whatever, bro. Jaden McDaniels, Anthony Edwards, Mike Conley. Dude, honestly, I gotta put the Knicks in the champs tier, and I gotta put Minnesota over Boston. Because Boston, I'm not gonna put them in threatening. Because at any time, Boston could, like I said, at any time they could just wake the fuck up. There's no reason to me Boston should not have been a 60-win team. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Jason Tatum like he's not a champion. Jason Tatum has not been shown on the level of dare I say Kawhi Leonard, like prime Kawhi Leonard, coming off the ring with Toronto. You know, they don't look at him like that. I'm just trying to think of a better comp, like, because he's just in such an odd spot. Like Jason Tatum, top 5 in jersey sales, top 10. Handsomely played on the best team in the league, defending champion. Like I just said, he got his first ring. But before then, we never. I don't know if we really even took Boston serious. Maybe it was just because of the Porzingis trade. But now that Porzingis is shaky, Drew Holiday shaky, you know. Do we gotta view Tatum in a new light when you're putting up 13 points, 14 points at home, choking 20-point leads? Do we got to put him in a new light? What if Jason Tatum ended up in Portland or Charlotte? You know, different convo. But yeah, that's just the reason why I don't know if I can put Boston in the champs. I do want to put Minnesota in the champs tier. No matter how you want to look at it, LA was a good team, dude. Good freaking team. Like I said, they had me fooled at the beginning of this video. They were in the contenders tier, you know? And now, it looks like they're about to beat Golden State and go into the Western Conference Finals for the second straight year. Bro, I think I got to put I think we might have. All right. So I'll do this. If the Pacers play the Nuggets, I do think the Pacers. No, I don't. No, I don't. Is this it? Is this what I'm rolling with? Well, nah, bro. We got to revisit this. At the end of the second round. Subject to change. But yeah, I think that's what I'm rolling with. I'm gonna put it right here. So yeah, like this. We'll see. We'll check that out. But dude, if I'm being quite honest with you, if the Knicks win this NBA chip, bro, like I just don't know what I do, man. I'm a Bulls fan, bro. You can tell. But for the Knicks, bro, because nobody saw that out of the cat trade. Both of these teams, bro, New York and Minnesota, we were wondering, dude, who won, who lost? Bro, this is a win-win trade for both teams. If Julius Randle can keep up this level of play, he's buying in defensively. We never seen that from him on any type of level. I applaud New York. I applaud Minnesota. Of course, we expected OKC to be in this running. We weren't too sure. We thought maybe they weren't ready for it. No, they're ready. They're definitely ready for it. This is still subject to change, obviously. But if I got to pick a champion, I guess the people that show me the most is OKC. But I guess, yeah, the final of this year, I guess I'm going to call it right now. No, I'm not going to call it right now. I'm going to try and make a video. I'm going to make a video after this Knicks Game 3, Knicks Celtics Game 3, bro. I guess that'll tell me if Boston or New York is going to the finals, bro, because it's not Indiana. It's not the Pacers, bro. It's not the fucking Pacers.